Greetings, YouTube. Another in my continuing series of me coming to understand my life much more clearly now that I have an autistic diagnosis. And a lot of the things that I've done over the course of my life that would have been described in the past as, just being fussy, or he's a little fidgety, or, he's just a bit of he's an odd duck or something. And I come to realize that all these are just traits of being autistic. And one of the things that I experience is temperature. I have a hard time with temperature. It isn't as bad as certain physical triggers that I experience that will just like something sticking to my hands if I put my hands into a body of water. Yeah, no, I don't wash dishes in a sink full of water. I wash them under a stream. Is it wasteful? Yes. It's the only way I can wash dishes. I cannot put my hands into a sink full of water. Ain't gonna happen. Period. Um, or if I discovered a new one recently, which is because my wife is a gardener in the summertime, uh, the dryer lint will have debris in it because of her gardening gear, and that will just make me want to gag. So now I have her do it, and if she is not available, I literally take a fork and I scrape the dryer lint out of the dryer filter and into the garbage without touching it. Um, but I also had a similar experience with temperature. And again, not as severe, but finding that sweet spot for me is not easy. Now, in the cooler weather, this is my favorite sweatshirt. It's not the only sweatshirt I own. Occasionally you see me in my gray one or my orange one here, but this is my favorite one. I wear it on a regular basis, and whenever I get it dirty because it's in the shop, it goes into the wash, and then I wear it the next day. Um, and even with this on, even though I keep the house fairly cool, usually 66 degrees Fahrenheit, I would keep it at 64, but my wife would probably smack me upside the head. But I am constantly making adjustments to this garment. This is a common one. If I get warm, sleeves go up. If I get cool, sleeves go down. If I'm warm, zipper goes down. If I get cool, zipper goes up. And if I'm feeling really cool, sleeves are down, zippers up, and I pull the hood up, which actually fits over this quite comfortably. I don't want to do it with the mic on; it'll probably make a lot of noise. But I'm always making the adjustment. But because I'm awake and doing stuff, making those adjustments is second nature. I don't even think about it. It just happens. I just kind of do it subconsciously. Occasionally I'd be aware of the fact that, dude, you've adjusted your sleeves like 3 times in the last 10 minutes. Maybe you should pick one. But the hard part is sleeping. I have a very difficult time finding the correct temperature for sleeping. I have no hair, so in the cool weather, I will actually wear a felt hat, or it's a fleece hat. Actually, it's a fleece hat, and it's quite comfortable. It's kind of stretched out. I can't really wear it outdoors, and fleece is a crappy windbreak anyway. But it's really useful for sleeping because it's soft. I can put it on my head, and I can take it off my head quite easily. But that, with a certain number of coverings on my body, usually lets me regulate things within that zone. But when I first get into bed, I can be cold, which means I may put an additional comforter on top. But at some point, I'm going to start sweating. And if I don't catch it soon enough, it can break me out of the sleep cycle, and I may not get back into it. Because I can wake up drenched in sweat in a very short period of time. So I am regularly throwing covers off, pulling covers on, tossing an arm out to get some cooling, pulling. I mean, there's this endless dance, all while I'm trying to get sleep. But when it's good, when I can get the indoor temperature, and the outdoor temperature kind of agrees with me because I actually will react to the outdoor temperature. I don't know how I do it, but I react to the outdoor temperature even though the indoor temperature doesn't vary much because of the outdoor temperature. For some reason, when it's colder outside, even when it's not colder inside, I sleep better. But if I can hit it just right, I can get really cozy, and I'm really happy. In the wintertime, we use flannel sheets. Highly suggested. If you've never tried flannel sheets, get yourself some flannel sheets. They are awesome. Then we have a blanket, and then we have a double thick flannel uh, blanket on top. It's two flannel layers, and I can't remember what was it. Vermont blanket, the Vermont Flannel Company or something like that. I think I can't remember where we got it from. We got a couple of them actually. We got one on sale. Got a great price on that one. And then on top of that, we put a comforter, and it's a handmade one. And my wife, when she's feeling very cold, will put a down comforter on top of that, a throw, not the full size of the bed because it would kill me. Um, but when I've been ill, I've actually used that as well because my body gets even worse when I'm ill. So I have a question for any out there who's neurodivergent. Do you have a temperature problem? Do you have a hard time finding that sweet spot? I mean, when we're awake, we can make adjustments. But when we're trying to sleep, we can't make them as easily. And it can break us out of our sleep cycles, and then it just ruins our day. We just can't get back to sleep sometimes. I mean, at least I can't. There are times when my temperature, I'm just like, I'm just not hitting it, and I'm just like, well, screw it. I might as well just get up and go come in here and play on my computer for an hour and then try to get some sleep again. Hopefully my body will regulate itself a little better the next time. It's frustrating. But I'd like to talk to people out there who do have this same issue. If you have found a solution, because I can tell you, I sure as shooting haven't. And I'm really tired of doing the blanky dance in bed, trying to get some sleep. So let's talk about neurodivergence and temperatures.